filter, so you're getting the raw emotion there, and a strikeout for Murillo against Cuesta. And so he is starting to answer right off the bat here in the bottom of the first with a strikeout of his own. This one had a little bit of loop to it. Curveball catches a piece. And Marcos Lara will make his way to the plate, batting in the 2 spot for this team from Matamoros Little League. Marcos out in left field tonight. And he takes a ball just a bit out of the zone. Marcos Lara had a hit against Canada, went 1 for 3, scored a run. And he rips one out to right field over the head of Fragoso and into right field. And a 1-out single for Marcos Lara. He's now got 2 hits here this week at the Junior League World Series. And Miguel Padilla will follow Lara up to the plate. Miguel Padilla has been one of the primary pitchers, actually, for this team from Mexico this summer. Looking for his first hit here at the Junior League World Series, and a nice curveball by Murillo to start off the count. Miguel Padilla says he plays Little League Baseball because he's been playing since he was young. He wants to continue playing as he gets older, and a jam shot out to left field that'll drop for another base hit. Back-to-back singles from Mexico. One from Lara, the next one from Padilla. And Mexico has runners on first and second with 1 out here in the bottom of the first. That was just perfectly placed in the outfield. Nothing that Mexico could do, or excuse me, Spain could do on the defensive side there. It's going to look at Francisco Jimenez. And reminder, we play 7-inning games here at the Junior League World Series. So if you can score first, advantage is to you. Mexico threatening here in the first inning. Francisco Jimenez. Takes a strike. Jimenez 1 for 2 on Monday against Canada with a run and a strikeout. A lot of the damage for Mexico has come at the top of their lineup, albeit this is just their second game here this week. And the 1-1 hit on the ground towards shortstop. Fernandez has it. He'll go to third with it. Cornelius over to first, and the ball gets away. That allows Padilla to round third. He'll stay at third. So Spain able to get the force at third, but then a throwing error trying to go for 2 allows Padilla to go first to third. David Zarate, the pitcher, will face his counterpart now, and he's got a chance to help himself out here with runners on the corners and 2 outs. See if Alberto Murillo for Spain can get his team out of the jam. And the first pitch, a called strike. Zarate 1 for 3, drove in 1 of the 2 runs for Mexico against Canada back on Monday. Coaches say that David, very talented player. A lot of speed on the base paths as well. And David says favorite video game is Mario Kart. Classic. Murillo delivers the 0-1, and the ball gets past the catcher Utaro. And 1 run will come in to score for Mexico. Padilla crosses home plate. And Mexico takes a 1-0 lead here on the wild pitch. Up to second goes Jimenez. And I think Spain trying to get some clarification as to whether or not Zarate offered at that pitch or if it was a ball. He indeed did offer at it. It's 0-2 now on Zarate. Mexico was trying for the squeeze. Good sportsmanship there. Helping each other out, trying to get that oven mitt off. It's the shortstop, Andres Fernandez, helping out Francisco Jimenez. Looks like he actually might be hurt here, checking on that finger. So the coaches for Mexico will come out, check on Jimenez. Wonder if it might have been on a slide into second base.
Runners at second base with 2 outs. The count is no balls, 2 strikes on the batter. Mejico with a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, it looks like that hand is causing some problems for Jimenez here. We'll see if he will stay in the game or if they will go to a pinch runner here. Clearly in some discomfort, that left hand, but looks like he's going to try and stay in the game here. Oven mitt going on the opposite hand that's not injured. All right, so we will continue to play on here with an 0-2 count to Zarate. Mexico has taken a 1-0 lead on a wild pitch, and the 0-2 high and away for ball 1. Pitcher-on-pitcher matchup here. Alberto Murillo and David Zarate. And a swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts in the inning to get Spain back into the dugout. Get the bats going. Mexico has taken a 1-0 lead here after 1. Elimination game at the Junior League World Series.
Welcome back. Here's a look at our division at a glance here at the Junior League World Series. We got 12 teams, 6 on the U.S. side, 6 on the international side. Modified double elimination format. So if you lose 1, you get to stick around. Lose 2, you're heading home. We have ages 12 through 14 here, although we do not have a 12-year-old this year. So most of the teams have 14-year-old players, some 13-year-olds, 7-inning games. Conventional size field, the first time that these players in this age group get to jump up to the 90 feet base paths and 60 feet 6 inches from pitcher's mound to home plate. Every player will bat in the continuous batting order. regardless of whether or not they are playing in the field. Spain and Mexico here in an elimination game. Game 3 of 4 here today, this glorious Wednesday in Taylor, Michigan. We will have Pennsylvania and Illinois face off in an elimination game tonight. So it looks like we will have a defensive change over at first base, and Liam Mutado will ground out for the first out of the second inning. So with that change, it does indeed appear that the injured Francisco Jimenez will exit the game over at first, and Jesus Gomez will take over at first base for Mexico. Angel Pacheco will be the next batter. Good start for David Zarate on the mound. Only needed 8 pitches to get out of the first inning. And the 1-0 pitch. Fastball swung right under it. Did Pacheco. Pacheco 1 for 2 against Nicaragua on Monday with a strikeout. He also appeared on the mound. Check swing there. Check over at first to see if he swung. Did not. Pacheco 2 innings in relief on the mound against Nicaragua. Struck out 4. Is available to pitch here tonight if needed. Swings through that nice slider. It's 2-2. Well, Zarate has all his pitches working right now. Well, we've already had a record broken here at the Junior League World Series earlier today. Juan Mena for Nicaragua, 16 strikeouts on the mound. He was spectacular. That set a new single-game strikeout record here, a record that had stood since 2001. I wonder if David Zarate was watching and saying, let's see if I can top that here later on today. With those 2 strikeouts in the first inning, but that was incredible to watch. Juan Mena earlier for Nicaragua. 4-0 win over Australia that sent Australia back home after they had lost their first 2 games here. Payoff pitch on the way to Pacheco, and it's right there. Called strike 3. And a 3rd strikeout of the night for Zarate. He is working that top part of the zone. And our home plate umpire, Stephen Reynolds, liking that top part of the strike zone tonight as Alfonso Nieves steps in. Zarate already being very economical with that pitch count. See if you can keep that up. The maximum number of pitches you can throw at a Junior League World Series game is 95. Alfonso Nieves with a 1-1 count. Alfonso out in center field today for Spain. Looking for his first hit this week, and 1-2 is the count. Nieves, the oldest of 3 in his family. Coaches say that he's a great leader. Says that his ultimate goal is to become a major league player, make it to the Hall of Fame. And here's a line shot out to center field, and Spain has their first hit of the game. Comes in a 2-out single off the bat of Alfonso Nieves, his first hit here at the Junior League World Series. Now Spain trailing by a run, 2 outs. Let's see if they test the arm of Fernando Garcia back there behind home plate and put Nieves in motion. Noah Hurtado is the batter. Not going here, and a called strike to Hurtado on the outer corner. Noah Hurtado, twin brother of Liam Hurtado on this team. This ball's grounded towards third, fielded well by Padilla, a couple steps towards first, and a strong throw. David Zarate works around a 2-out single. Mexico holding on to the 1-0 lead. We got a little bark at the park going on here at the Junior League World Series. Hey, the excitement of this World Series can be downloaded in the new Little League World Series app. Fans can view schedules, watch highlights, and plan their experience using the official Little League World Series app. Download today for Apple and Android devices. Welcome back to the Junior League World Series here in Taylor, Michigan. My name is Sam Ravitch. I'd like to give a great thank you to my partner, Drew Felios. Worked through all the rain yesterday and the first 2 games today, as well as earlier in the tournament, so very thankful for all the work and hard work that he did here this week in Taylor. We'll take you through the rest of the way. I will have Chris Burke join me for the Junior League World Series Championship game on Sunday. First pitch swinging, Jesus Gomez pops out to shallow right and quickly one away in the bottom of the second. So after giving up those 2 singles in the first inning, Alberto Murillo has settled in. A strikeout and a pop-out, last 2 batters that he has faced. Here is Fernando Garcia, the catcher for Mexico. Garcia 0 for 1 in his lone at bat against Canada back on Monday. He did drive in a run with an RBI then. And that 3-2 loss to the team from Canada who started 2-0 here at the Junior League World Series. And here's another shallow pop-up to right off the bat of Garcia. Fragroso is there to record the out. 2 up, 2 down. And now the shortstop for Mexico, Hernan Mireles, will get his first at-bat tonight with 2 away. Nobody aboard for Mexico. This team from Matamoros Little League took a 1-0 lead in the first inning on a wild pitch. Allowed Miguel Padilla to come in to score. Hernan Mireles with the 1-0 now. Good pitch from Murillo. Mireles pitched against Canada 4 1/3 innings on the mound, was excellent. Really gave his team a chance. Faces a 1-2 count here, but Hernan struck out 11 batters that he faced against Canada. Again, only allowed the 1 hit, walked 2. Those 4 1/3 innings were in relief. He didn't even start that game. Not available to pitch tonight. See if he can get it done on the mound as the 1-2 breaker from Rio misses high. Off the end of the bat, slow roller towards second. Fragoso charging, and Jordi Fragoso with the 3 putouts in this inning, 3 in a row. Second baseman getting some infield work. It's 1-0 after 2. Welcome back, folks, to the Junior League World Series. You see all the flags waving in the wind at Heritage Park. Mexico leading Spain 1-0 in this elimination game as we go to the top of the 3rd inning. Spain, a team that has never been to the Junior League World Series prior to this year, got to plant their flag out there with the rest of the flags from the various countries that have been able to play here at the Junior League World Series. Spain and Nicaragua, 2 newcomers this year to Taylor, Michigan. Leoscar Sanchez leads things off for Spain as they're looking to get some offense off of David Zarate, who has just been unhittable so far. In fact, just 1 hit through the first 2 innings off the bat of Alfonso Nieves. That one slipped out of his hands in a 2-0 count to start off the at-bat to Sanchez. Leoscar Sanchez 1 for 2 at the plate against Nicaragua with a strikeout. Says his favorite baseball player is Salvador Perez. Favorite team, the Kansas City Royals. What a story the Royals have been this year with Bobby Witt Jr. Potential playoff team. This one rolled slowly off the end of the bat. Mireles charging it short, and he's able to get him in time. Nice play on the run by Hernan Mireles at short. Really difficult play. That ball was spinning, too, on the way towards short. Textbook stuff from the shortstop from Mexico. Second good play that he's made tonight. helping out his pitcher as well. Here's Santiago Suarez now, batting in the number 9 spot, wearing number 9 for Spain. Coaches say that Santiago is one of the funniest players on this team via their questionnaires. Says the coolest place that he's ever visited is the Czech Republic. I would agree. I've actually been there as well. Very, very underrated spot. Highly recommend a visit. 2 balls, no strikes to Suarez. And it's 3-0. Santiago says he most looks up to his father for teaching him everything he knows about baseball. A lot of father-son stories from the player questionnaires this week. And good pitch to get back in the count for Zarate here. It's 3-1. And good eye, good take by Suarez at the plate. And he works a 1-out walk here. Tying run is aboard for Spain. And Alberto Murillo, the pitcher for Spain, coming to the plate to face off against Zarate. And swinging first pitch back over the head of Zarate. Mileles with a flip to second. Not in time over to first, but they get the force. Man, Hernan Mileles at shortstop has been tremendous. Quick on his feet. Get the force at second. Put 2 outs on the board. And we have an injured player on the field. Suarez, maybe a collision over at second base. Well, good to see him up to his feet trying to walk it off here. But Suarez slid into second base. And good sportsmanship there. Awesome display of sportsmanship. And another look at it here. Watch the slide at second base. Yes. Ooh. Just a little bit too late on that slide. But very good to see Suarez walking off the field. And see if he will be able to stay in this game for Spain, but that's always a scary play there at second, especially with a late slide like that. Here's Andres Fernandez, and he lines one shallow right field, and is the catch made? No, it's trapped. No, it is made. Covarrubias with a sliding grab there. I thought it might have fallen out of his glove when he rolled over on it, but he's able to squeeze it out and right. And this Mexico team has been playing some inspired defense here in this elimination game. Here's Covarrubias out and right. Yes, indeed. That is a catch. Bottom of the third inning we go. Mexico leads it 1-0 over Spain. Is that a Bugs Bunny Hawaiian shirt that we see there? That is amazing. Here at the Junior League World Series, find a Little League on Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at the official handles at Little League. Don't forget to use hashtag Little League World Series. That might have been one of the greatest shirts of all time. That is special right there. Well, this has been a game of pitching and defense so far on both sides. Mexico at the plate here. J.P. Puente thought about a bunt. Opted to pull it back for ball one. Alberto Murillo allowed 2 singles in the first inning, but he has retired now 4 batters in a row. And this one, a chopper back to the mound, spins away from Murillo, able to gather, throw his high to first, but Bernays able to keep the foot on the bag for out number 1. Again, just more solid defense. Both pitchers living in the strike zone tonight and letting their defense do some work for them. Derek Silva is the batter. And he takes a curveball in the zone. Silva, 14 years of age, 5'9". Big swing over the top of that breaking pitch. Otsu on the way from Murillo. Another curveball hit foul up the third base side. Well, coaches say that Derek Silva has a very high baseball IQ. He's always thinking a couple steps ahead. You could see that adjustment that he made there from the previous curveball that he swung over the top of to getting a piece of that one on the previous pitch. Let's see what he does here. It's a fastball on the outer corner. Nothing you can do there. And the third strikeout of the night for Alberto Murillo puts 2 outs on the board. Here's another look at this fastball coming right back over the corner. Three strikeouts tonight for Murillo. Marco Covarrubias is the next batter. Right fielder made a spectacular catch to end the top of the third. And here's his first at-bat of the night. Mexico scoring their lone run back in the first inning. A little high for ball one. Covarrubias 0 for 2 at the plate against Canada, but he pitched pretty well on the mound for Mexico. 2 and 2/3 innings. Only allowed 1 earned with 5 strikeouts. And here at the plate, bounding ball towards first, fielded over there by Bernays, flipped to his pitcher Murillo covering for the final out of the inning. Back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings for Alberto Murillo in Spain. They need some offense, though, down a run. Top of the fourth inning, we go. Mexico leads it 1-0. Winner of this game gets to stick around, play some more baseball. They would face Nicaragua in another elimination game to be played tomorrow. But fortunately, the loser of this game will be heading back home. It's the nature of the Junior League World Series. Best competition from around the world descends upon Taylor, Michigan. Tournament's been played here since 1981. This tournament has also been won by a team from Chinese Taipei, Taiwan, the last 2 years in a row. And we'll see if that trend continues or if there's possibly somebody who will take the championship later this week. Championship game is on Sunday. James Leal lead things off for Spain at the top of the fourth. Pitcher David Zarate at 35 pitches now has only allowed one hit in this game. It came back in the second inning. Good take there by Leal. James Leal gave a great answer in his questionnaire when asked why he plays Little League Baseball. He said, because someday I won't be able to play Little League Baseball anymore. So he enjoys getting to play every single day. It's the kind of appreciation and attitude that makes a great teammate, because you are absolutely right. Little League Baseball does end. And a called strike two. Some of my best friends I made playing Little League Baseball in Connecticut and still talk to this day. So, yes, James, enjoy the time that you have. What an experience this is, playing at the Junior League World Series. And he takes a walk, and he's trying to fire up his dugout as Spain gets a leadoff man aboard here in the top of the fourth. Just the second walk of the game allowed by Zarate. And check Morcias takes a strike. See if Morcias tries to move the runner over. Favorite athlete, Lionel Messi. Time is called here as our home plate umpire, Stephen Reynolds, clears off the plate. Macias trying to get that bunt up the first base side, but he fouls it off, and now he faces a tough one here on an 0-2 count. He'll have to battle. Macias has been one of the go-to pitchers for this team this summer. Actually threw a no-hitter, he said, during the regular season, but swings and misses here on a fastball up and in. Well done by Zarate to battle back after that leadoff walk, where the catcher Garcia is set up, and that ball just tails up and in. Fourth strikeout of the night for Zarate. Jordi Fragoso, the batter. This ball is spiked. Garcia does well to block it, keep it in front. Jordi made a couple of really good plays over at second base earlier in this game. In fact, all three outs in an inning were hit to the second baseman. Fragoso 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts here this week. Patient at the plate here. Looks like Zarate might be just overthrowing a little bit as he takes a little bit of a longer walk back to the mound. That's a good pitch there. Slider for strike 1. Jordy also a big soccer player back in Spain. Coaches describe him as a warrior, one of the tougher players on the team, despite not being the tallest player on the team, and hits one up the first base line, fielded by Gomez, who taps on first with it. Leal goes up to second with 2 outs now. So Fragoso able to advance the runner. And back to the top of the lineup for the team from Catalunya Little League in Barcelona. Alejandro Cornieles, who struck out in his first at-bat, has the tying run in scoring position. And he fouls off a breaking pitch for strike 1. A 1. Fastball on the inner half for strike 2. It is late right now in Barcelona. Inching up on the midnight hour in Spain right now. 11:53, it's 5:53 here on the East Coast. 0-2, it gets away. Garcia has to go back to the backstop, and Leal down to third on the wild pitch. So a tying run now 90 feet away. Two outs, 2 strikes, so Zarate really doesn't need to put too much thought into the runner at third. Got to focus on the batter here. Cornieles. Swing and a miss. He got him. David Zarate with a crucial strikeout, his second of the inning, and he's able to strand the tying run over at third. 5 strikeouts tonight for Zarate, and he is fired up. Well, we've played 3.5 here in this elimination game at the Junior League World Series. Mexico leads it by a run. Not a ton of offense in this one so far. It has been a pitcher's duel between Alberto Murillo for Spain and David Zarate for Mexico. Matamoros Little League coming back up to the plate here in the home half of the fourth. And remember, in these 7-inning games, runs are at a premium. Mexico, the home team, so Spain will have the top of the 5th, 6th, and 7th to try and come back in this game. They want to keep the deficit to a minimum, as Justin Salazar will be the batter. He is the 13th batter in this continuous batting order, and he grounds one over towards second base. Fragoso has it, throws to first in time, one away. Now it goes back to the top of the lineup in Ivan Cuesta. Cuesta struck out in his first at-bat. Time behind the plate. Cuesta says via his questionnaire he would most like to meet Juan Soto, so he could ask him about a couple of tips on his swing. Sure, Juan Soto would give Ivan a couple tips. Ivan actually said on his questionnaire that his uncle played here at the Little League World Series. But the Little League World Series in Pennsylvania. This one's hit sharply to the left side, fielded by Cornielis. The throw is off the line, but Bernays able to get the foot back in time for the second out. You wonder if Mexico will take a look at this here, try to review it, but it was fielded cleanly by Cornielis over there at the hot corner. The throw was just a little bit down the line. Athletic play by Bernays to get back to the base. Yep, it looks like he's in time there with that right foot. Marcos Lara, who singled in his first at-bat, comes up here with nobody aboard and 2 outs in the fourth. Well, Alejandro Cornielis at third base might want to give a big hug to his teammate Bernays over at first because he saved him from committing a throwing error. That's what teammates are for, helping you out. 2-0 to Lara. Nice job framing that pitch by Liam Mutado, bringing it back over the plate. High fly ball over to second base. Fragoso has it. And a 1-2-3 inning. That is 10 in a row. Retired by Alberto Murillo. Oh, we got a little pitcher's duel going on here at the Junior League World Series. Alberto Murillo for Spain. He's got 3 strikeouts tonight, and he has retired the last 10 batters in a row that he has faced. Allowed the lone run of the game in the first inning. And then David Zarate for Mexico. Fireball thrower's been using all of his pitches, including that fastball. He's got 5 strikeouts tonight. Was able to work through some traffic and strand a runner on third in the previous inning. He comes back out on the mound at 50 pitches. Neither of these pitchers really have to be concerned about their pitch counts right now. Zarate at 50, the maximum you can throw in a game, 95, and we are in the top of the 5th of our 7-inning game. Zarate has walked a batter in each of the last 2 innings, however, as Emmanuel Bernays starts things off, and he laces one over to second base, fielded cleanly by Cuesta. 1 away. Cuesta playing back on that one. It was hit right on the money off the bat of Bernays. Efrain Aguilar, the next batter, and he's swinging away, taking a cut at a fastball. No one's really been able to catch up to Zarate's fastball yet, although that ball off the bat of Bernays might have been the hardest one hit tonight for Spain. Aguilar grounded out to short in his first at-bat. Check over to the first base umpire to see if he swung, and Aguilar did not. Ball on a strike to the left fielder for Spain. This one's hit well, back up the middle and into center field. First hit of the Junior League World Series for Efrain Aguilar. And Liam Hurtado will come up to the plate. Hurtado grounded out to second base in his last at-bat. But a couple of hard-hit balls now off of David Zarate. Wonder if Spain is starting to figure out the pitcher. Second time through the order here. Hurtado has been a solid catcher behind the plate for Spain so far this week. Also caught the game against Nicaragua on Monday. Check over at first and a dive back for Aguilar. Now it's going to be tough to see one of these teams have to go home after this one. It's been such a hard-fought game in this elimination game. Back to the pitcher's mound, and Zarate throws it into center field, but Aguilar stays at second. So what could have been a disaster ends up being okay for the moment. Good backup in center field by Puente. That was one of those plays you're thinking ahead maybe a little bit. Trying to go too quick. The ball was hit sharply back to the mound. Zarate had enough time, but might have rushed the throw a little bit. And the manager for Mexico, Victor Salazar, out to the mound to talk to his team. Well, that's the mix of balls and strikes there for Zarate. Has been living around the zone. Spain starting to put bat to ball here in the top of the 5th inning. They have runners on first and second with one out. Tying run in scoring position for Angel Pacheco. And that's a really good pitch by Zarate. And the meeting proves to be working. Trying to settle down their pitcher. Pacheco struck out in his first at bat. 0-2. Pacheco says his favorite thing about playing Little League is getting better every day, learning new parts of the game. Pacheco's coaches say that Angel is the strongest player on the team. They could certainly use a big swing here. Down 0-2 and a fastball. Pacheco lays off it, doesn't chase. He's got Aguilar on second, Hurtado on first. This ball's hit up the third base side, and it gets away from Padilla momentarily. He's able to grab it. Everybody will be safe, and the bases will be loaded for Spain here. They will rule that an error on Padilla. So now a couple of miscues defensively for this team from Mexico. Well, let's see if Spain can capitalize here. Alfonso Nieves, who singled in his last at-bat, actually got the first hit off of Zarate, is coming up to the plate now for the second time tonight. So situational baseball in play here. There's only one out, force out at home for Mexico. If they get the ball hit to them, the infield is playing in. Tying run for Spain is on third base. First pitch from Zarate. Flip back out of play for strike one to Nieves. Well, Alfonso, one of the taller players on this team at 6'1". Coaches say he's a leader on this team as well. A leader coming up in a big spot. Oh, 1 outside, snagged by Garcia. Didn't let that one get past him. Spain being a lot more patient at the plate here against Zarate, now seeing him for the second time tonight. In these elimination games, obviously nerves can be at an all-time high. And Spain starting to settle into this one a little bit. Two one now. Swing and a miss, strike two. Filthy slider from Zarate there. Zarate and Mexico would love a strikeout here. Nieves trying to put the ball in play. Hit in the air, foul. Up the first base line. Off the end of the bat of Nieves. Zarate now up to 66 pitches tonight. Bases juiced for Spain. And the 2-2 to Nieves. Grounded towards third. Padilla will come home with it. They get the out there. And there are 2 away. Executed perfectly by Mexico that time. No miscues. Padilla fielding it cleanly and coming home with it. Bases will still be loaded for Spain, however. Nieves reaches on the fielder's choice. Noah Hurtado now with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. 0 for 1 tonight with a ground out to Padilla over at third. Infield can move back now for Spain. The first pitch misses high to Hurtado. Noah fouls that one off. Ball and a strike now. Noah, his brother, the tying run 90 feet away for Spain. Liam over at third. Noah at the plate with 2 outs. His team needs a run. Called, strike 2. Zarate finding the corner there. And he's a strike away from getting out of a bases loaded jam here. Outside, 2-2. Tough take for Hurtado there. Not to swing at that pitch. It was close. There's Liam over at third. His brother facing a 2-2 count at the plate. Zarate delivers. Fouled straight back. Noah just missed that one. Starting to see a couple more pitches from Zarate now. Well, biggest at bat in the game so far. And an elimination game between these two teams. Zarate comes set with the 2-2. Rolled over on the ground. Tough play to the left side. Mireles throw to first. In time. What a play. Hernan Mireles. From his knees over there at short. And you're seeing Noah Hurtado saying, I'm safe at first. And you wonder if Spain will try to use one of their challenges here. Coaches do get 2 challenges per game. Trying to see if Spain will try and challenge this or not. Noah Hurtado is staying on first. He is adamant that he was safe. Coaches from Spain having a word with Stephen Reynolds, our home plate umpire, and looks like the umpires will converge here. That was a really close play there at first base. Noah Hurtado trying to beat the throw from Mireles at short. Well, as it stands right now, the score will still be 1-0 Mexico. However, if a challenge can be called here and be overturned, it would be 1-1 because Hurtado would be safe at first. It looks like we will have a challenge from the team from Spain here. Here's another look at it. Oh, that is really close. And you see all the dust up there at first. Might be tough to see. This is going to be the best look at it, probably. And you need some clear and conclusive evidence to overturn a call. The call on the field is out. The question being, does Noah Hurtado's foot hit that base before the ball reaches the first baseman? And Jesus Gomez. It might be an instance of maybe just not enough evidence to overturn it, and you go with the call on the field at that point. Noah Hurtado certainly thinks that he was safe. He's been standing on first base ever since the call was out on the field. But will there be enough video evidence? The bases were loaded. There were 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. And this is the play that we're looking at, a ground ball. And the call on the field was out, so we'll have to see what the umpires have decided. They have made their call, and we'll come back out on the field. All right, here comes the umpire and crew. Out is the call. So the call on the field stands. And that will do it for the top of the 5th inning. Zarate able to work out of a bases loaded jam and hold on to a 1-0 lead. Oh, it was an exciting finish to the top of the 5th inning. Spain, bases loaded, 2 outs, unable to get a run home with a really close call at first. But we continue on in this elimination game. Mexico has a 1-run lead, and they are coming to the plate here in the bottom of the 5th inning. They will have 3, 4, and 5 due up in their lineup. Miguel Padilla, who singled in his last at-bat, will start things off. Alberto Murillo remains on the mound. Has been incredibly efficient with his pitches, only needing 42 to get through 4 innings. He has only allowed that 1 run, although it was an unearned run, and he has struck out 3. Padilla pulling back the bunt, trying to get ball 3. Instead, it's going to be 2-1. We mentioned that the winner of this game gets to stick around and play some more baseball. They would face Nicaragua. That would be their next opponent. It would also, again, be an elimination game. Two-1 to the third baseman, Padilla, and it's a bit high. 3 balls and a strike. Squares to bunt again. And not sure what happened there. I guess time was called. Full count to Padilla, who's made some great plays defensively at third base for Mexico tonight. Padilla says his highlight from this past season was winning the national final to get to the Junior League World Series. He's been one of the primary pitchers as well for Mexico so far this Little League season. And the 3-2. Hit high in the sky over towards shortstop. Fernandez, the shortstop, makes the play. 1 out. That is now 11 in a row that Alberto Murillo has retired. We'll see what's going on here. Looks like we have a conversation with our umpires. The Mexico coaching staff convening, having a word with home plate umpire Steven Reynolds. Francisco Jimenez is the batter due up. Now, you'll remember that Francisco appeared to have injured his hand sliding into second base back in the first inning. And it's his spot up in the order here. Now, he came out of the game because he was playing first, and now Emmanuel Bernays is the first baseman. The umpires are trying to figure out, I guess the question they're trying to answer here is when Jimenez was injured in the first inning, was he taken out of the game, or was he just made a defensive replacement that he couldn't play first anymore but stayed in the game as an offensive player? So that would be my guess as to where this communication or miscommunication is started from.
Somebody wanted to know about the numbers on the ceiling. All year long? All year long or just this? People were sending me messages on Facebook asking me, what's that number? What's that all about?
Well, quite a lengthy conversation here, but yeah, and you see David Zarate with the bat going up to the plate now. And what we're being told is that Jimenez is no longer in the game. So that would be my guess, is that when he was sustained that injury in the first inning, he was actually removed from the game, not just for a defensive replacement. And David Zarate, because Jimenez is out of the game, will be the next batter for Mexico. Zarate struck out in his first at-bat. There is one out in the bottom of the fifth as we resume after a little bit of a lengthy delay there to figure out what was going on with Francisco Jimenez. But let's not forget that Alberto Murillo has not allowed a base runner since that first inning. 1-2 on the changeup. Zarate out in front. Murillo should have plenty of pitches to try and finish out this game. He has pitched incredibly well despite where the score is at right now at 1-0. The run that scored was an unearned run. On that wild pitch, that was the only real kind of hiccup on the mound today for Murillo. Other than that, he has been near perfect. 2-2 to Zarate, and another changeup. Foul tipped into the mid of Hurtado. 2 away. Fourth strikeout of the night for Murillo, as Mexico has been trying to add some more insurance runs, but just haven't been able to get anything going off of Murillo. Now 13 straight now for Murillo. And the 1-0 pitch. Two balls, one strike. Jesus Gomez popped out to second. Oh, this one's laced out to left. Aguilar is there to make the catch. Another 1-2-3 inning, 14 in a row. Sat down by Alberto Murillo, starting pitcher for Spain. Welcome back. Here's a look at the Junior League Baseball World Series international side of the bracket. Canada coming out strong. A 6-2 win over Australia and then a 3-2 win over this team from Mexico to get their way into the 2-0-1-0 game against Chinese Taipei. Chinese Taipei, Taiwan has won this tournament the last 2 years in a row. Winner of this game gets to face Nicaragua Thursday, 11 a.m. on ESPN Plus, right back here. So relatively quick turnaround with all the rain that we had in the area, pushed a lot of games back yesterday. So winner of this one will be up bright and early tomorrow to face Nicaragua. Spain back up to the plate. Leonardo Sanchez grounds over to second. And there is one out. We talked about it earlier, but the pitching display by Juan Mena for Nicaragua earlier today was record-setting. 16 strikeouts in the game, broke a record that had stood since 2001. Single-season strikeout record broken by Juan Mena. And this is Nicaragua's first time here at the Junior League World Series, and they're already breaking records. Santiago Suarez, the next batter. He worked a walk in his first at-bat back in the third inning. It's David Zarate now at 75 pitches. And this ball is bunted foul up the third base side. Santiago says baseball superstition. He lists listening to music before every game. Got to have some headphones in, listen to some music before the game. Called strike two. Spain was able to load up the bases in the top of the fifth inning. Unable to get a run out of it. They were loaded up with one out, too. Forced play at home and a ground out to third. Miguel Padilla handled both to pick up the final two outs. A little hesitation there from Zarate. He gets a comebacker to the mound and an underhand toss over to first. Two gone. It's now four in a row put down by Zarate. Mexico holding on to a 1-0 lead. Just 4 outs to play here for Spain. They will have the top of the seventh, and that will be it. Alberto Murillo, the stellar pitcher, hits one high in the sky, fairly deep out to center field. Puente tracks it down for the final out of the inning. A nice 1-2-3 inning for David Zarate. Mexico will look for some more runs as we go to the home half of the sixth. Alberto Murillo has been exceptional for Spain so far tonight. 5 innings, only 57 pitches used. He has let his defense do some work for him. He's only allowed the 2 hits and 4 strikeouts in the mix as well. Oh, and on top of everything else, he has retired 14 batters in a row. He has given his team a chance, no question about it. Spain had the bases loaded, down a run, and came up empty. They will lean on Murillo once again to try and limit this Mexico offense and then get the bats going in the top of the 7th. But first, Murillo deals with Fernando Garcia, popped out to second base in his last at bat. It'll be Garcia, Mireles, and Puente. Due up for Mexico here in the bottom of the 6th. You know, Mexico would like to add a couple more runs of insurance here before going to the top of the 7th inning. Spain has been able to get the bats going a little bit more in the last couple of innings, but Zarate able to shut them down in the top of the 6th. Working a 1-2-3. And the 1-1. Fouled straight back, 1-2. Garcia just missed that one. Fernando Garcia has been the primary catcher for Mexico this year. He was a part of a Mexico team to make it here, and it's a long road through the national tournament in Mexico. Got to play your fair share of games to solidify that honor of representing the country here at the Junior League World Series. 2-2, curveball, misses well outside, and a full count to the catcher, Fernando Garcia. And the payoff from Murillo. Hit high in the air, out to deep center field. Nieves going back, he makes the grab. One away. Well, Garcia gave it a ride. But it is now 15 in a row, retired by Alberto Murillo. Hernan Mireles has been excellent at shortstop tonight for Mexico. This defense has been really good. Tries to get a bunt down. It's a really good one. The pitcher, Murillo, throw to first, head first dive. The ball gets past the first baseman. And Hernan Mireles is safe at first. Dangerous head first dive at first base. But an elimination game, everything's on the line. A bunt single for the shortstop from Mexico. You saw that speed there. You wonder if he's going to try and steal a base here. And a meeting on the mound first. Mark Carrillo, the manager for this team, heading out to have a word with Murillo. Now it's 64 pitches. Coach Carrillo probably just letting his team know the situation here. What to do if the runner goes. Defensive situation awareness. I don't think that had anything to do with what Alberto Murillo has done, which has been tremendous. He has been everything his team could have asked for tonight. And he's given him a chance. An extra run for Mexico would be huge here. It's the center fielder, J.P. Puente, now comes up to the plate. One out, bottom of the 6th, and Puente gets a bunt down. It's back to Murillo. He tries to go to second with it, not in time. couple of bunt singles here for Mexico. And a little small ball to try and get a extra run in here. That was a great jump over at first by Hernan Mireles. Once he saw that bunt get down, he was moving a second and eliminated the chance at a force play. So now Derek Silva will be the next batter. Getting some words of encouragement from the third base coach. Big spot for Mexico here. Silva struck out in his first at bat. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Did have a hit against Canada, went 1 for 2, and a big cut there. Mireles is on second. JP Puente is on first. A lot of speed on the base paths for Mexico right now. 0-1 from Murillo. Curveball hit sharply up the third base side, and it gets into left field. They're going to send the runner in Mireles. The throw is a good one. It's on the money. He's out. What a throw from Aguilar in left field. And they get the runner Mireles at the plate. What a play. The ball was hit so hard off the bat of Silva. Aguilar did well in a perfect tag by Hurtado. JP Puente has moved up to third, though. The runner takes off, throw down to second, and they got a run down. Now they'll come home with it. Don't need to do that because there's 2 outs. And now they get Puente tagged out finally for the final out. I thought they could have applied the tag there quickly enough on Silva, but they didn't want to risk it and have Puente come in to score before the tag was applied. So here's the throw down to second. And then the shortstop, Fernandez, realized he didn't have enough time, had to come home with it. The throw over to third, and they're able to get Puente in the rundown. Last up's coming up for Spain. David Zarate has been tremendous. To answer Murillo on the other side for Spain, pitcher's duel. Zarate had it going early and often. Had 3 strikeouts in the first 2 innings. Spain was able to get the bats going a little bit there in the 4th and 5th inning, but then a 1-2-3 in the 6th. He was back to his old self. He's got 5 strikeouts tonight against Spain. Now the pitch count is getting up there a little bit right now. He's had 81, but he only needs 3 outs to work a complete game shutout and help his team advance on to play Nicaragua. First batter, Fernandez lays down a bunt, and there will be 1 out. Trying to get some base runners there, and Andres Fernandez bunt just a little bit too close to Zarate. And there is 1 out, 2 outs remaining for Spain to try and make a comeback here. James Leal reached on a walk, made it all the way to third base. Back in the 4th inning. Spain has had a runner on third base in 2 innings here in this game, but have not been able to get that timely hit. On top of that, Zarate has pitched well when he's been in trouble. And for that matter, both pitchers have been spectacular in this elimination game with everything on the line. Both David Zarate and Alberto Murillo have showed up for their teams. Zarate delivers the 0-2 and a called strike 3. Spain down to their final out. It's the 6th strikeout of the night for Zarate. Paints the outside corner. Here comes Macias. He struck out in his lone at bat tonight. Zarate working quickly. Fires in a strike. Nobody aboard here. Spain down to their final out. Macias watches ball 1 up and away. Catcher Fernando Garcia giving some signals to his outfield. That's a called strike 2. When you think about it, Spain has actually faced probably 2 of the better pitchers that are here this week. They go back to their 5-0 loss to Nicaragua. They faced Kenyer Perante, and he went a complete game in that game as well. Zarate 1 strike away from a complete game, and that one misses low, 2-2. So Spain has seen some really tough pitching here in their first 2 games at the Junior League World Series. A reminder, we do have another game coming up after this. It will be Illinois and Pennsylvania in yet another elimination game here on Elimination Wednesday. 2-2 from Zarate. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 7 strikeouts on the night. A complete game shutout for David Zarate of Mexico. A pitching duel between these two. What a performance as well from Alberto Murillo. It is such a tough sport and a tough game to send a team home in, because this was a pitcher's duel between Zarate and Murillo. But Mexico advances on with a 1-0 lead, thanks in large part to that man right there, David Zarate. 7 strikeouts in the complete game, and Spain takes it 1-0. Murillo had 5 strikeouts of his own. Zarate was 7. Spain goes home. Mexico advances to take on Nicaragua tomorrow morning, bright and early at 11 a.m. Reminder, we got more baseball coming up at the Junior League World Series. We will see you at 8 o'clock Eastern Time for Pennsylvania and Illinois.